The book Multicultural Education describes class as a system that differentially structures group access to economic, political, cultural, and social resources. A person's class can control many aspects of one's life, such as the schools to which we attend, the stores to which we shop at, the restaurants to which we eat, the community which we live in, and the jobs to which we have access. The way classes can be determined is by the relationships between families and the people who have little to limited financial abilities and families with greater resources. When looking into what determines a family's class, the focus comes to the family's background. The book states that children born into wealthy families are more likely to be wealthy as adults, compared to children who are born into poverty are significantly more likely to be adults in poverty. Classes can be seen all around us. For example, in schools, students who are from a lower class will be provided free lunch because of their family's income and financial status. There is a theory that in the book that states that some groups are more likely to be ranked at the bottom of the scale primarily because of race and financial discrimination that has prevented them from achieving the education levels necessary for higher paying jobs in the past. One can see class and racial inequality in the movie Skin. This movie signifies the power that race and class have on people and how they can break families and expose the true nature of people. As the movie takes place in South Africa in 1965, a girl named Sandra, whose mother, father, and brother are all white, she was born with black skin and thick, fluffy hair. In school, she would be mistreated by students and teachers, and she wouldn't receive the same opportunities that her peers would receive. Sandra's family would get ridiculed because of Sandra's skin color, and this would affect the relationship between the parents and Sandra. Because even though Sandra was biologically white and their daughter, the father would still look at Sandra in a disgusting way at some points in the movie because of her skin color. The family was constantly put to the test many times throughout the film, and they tried to prove that Sandra was biologically white. Once the family was legally able to prove Sandra's race as white, she still received looks from people. Further in the movie, she started to have feelings for an African American man, and from here we saw the power that class has on people. When Sandra informed her mother that she was in love with an African American man, her mother responded by slapping her in the face because she wants Sandra to have a bright and better future for her, implying that if she stays with the African American man, her future would be bad and corrupt because he was poor and because of his skin color. The economic condition of a person or group is measured by using a standard form called social economic status. Things that can be determined by SES are occupation, educational attainment, income, wealth, and power. So the socioeconomic status of a person affects how we live in many ways. International studies show that the gap between high and low wage earners is greater in the United States than in most of the industrialized countries. Over 45 million people, or 14.5% of the population, and 11.2% of all families were living in poverty by federal standards in 2013. The American way of natural income comes from the idea that people who have contributed at high levels of their professions or jobs are believed to deserve more pay for the effort, and people at the lower end of the levels are either unemployed or worked in unskilled jobs and thus are expected to receive same economic rewards.